What's up, guys? Today in the shop, we're going to be making a little bit more progress on the shop truck, and looking forward to it. Been a little while since I've uploaded. Great to be back. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so today we kind of got a little bit going on with the shop truck, and I think you're going to kind of like it. A little bit different, kind of cool. So first things first, I want to get into this truck. I want to run dual rear calipers. Now, the reason I want to run dual rear calipers is we're going to run this hydraulic handbrake for obviously drifting, sliding the truck around and all that kind of stuff, and there's a couple of ways you can do it. The first way and the easiest way is to get a hydraulic handbrake that has a inline fitting. So what you do is you take your factory rear brake line and you hook it in, and then you go out from there. And then what happens is when you pull on the hydraulic handbrake, it just activates your normal rear calipers. Now, that's the easiest way to do it, but not necessarily the best way to do it. The reason why I don't think it's the best way to do it is when you do that, now you're eliminating the functionality of your rear brakes while you're on the handbrake, which may or may not be necessary, but I like to be able to control the brakes separate from the hydraulic handbrake. The other thing you got going on is you have to share the same pads as the standard service brakes and also the hydraulic handbrake. So this can really be tricky if, like for instance, on this truck, we want to do some drifting, we want to do some road racing stuff, and some daily driving. So there's a good chance we're going to run a different compounded pad on the handbrake calipers than we are on the regular calipers. So obviously, SUPERDUTY, nobody ever made a dual caliper setup for one of these trucks. So I decided, let's try to make one on our own. And what I came up with is this. I already started modifying, but this is the bracket that bolts behind the backing plate, actually bolts right to the axle housing. And I cut it in half. There was another piece. Originally, it looked somewhat like this. And I cut that right in half, right down the middle, and we're gonna bolt that on to the back side. Just like that. And then this is a spare axle I had, so I had spare brackets. We're going to take the bracket from the opposite side of the axle, same thing, cut that in half. So now this would normally be on the rear. When you flip it from the other side, you come over to here and you bolt it on. Now it's on the front. So we're going to have a set of calipers on the back of the axle and a set of calipers on the front of the axle. So let's modify this bracket, try to get it to fit up with this one, and then we're going to test fit everything. Then I'll take it all back apart, weld them together, paint them, powder coat them, whatever we decide to do, and go from there. All right, now we got this other side cut off, and fits up pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bolt both of these on. Before I do any kind of welding or anything like that, I really want to make sure this all fits. I'm a little concerned because the pattern on the flange on the axle is a little different from front to back. So what I want to do first is get it all bolted together. I'm going to put the hub back on. I'm going to put a rotor on, make sure everything fits. Caliper brackets, all that stuff, make sure the pads go in and everything clears good, and then we'll go from there. So let's get this thing bolted up. So I think I'm going to wrap it up here for the night. I was going to get more done on the truck. I was going to pull it in and get the sway bars, but I'm going to be honest with you, I'm wiped out, and I'm pretty happy I got this accomplished tonight. So now I have a good idea of what I got going on next. Just going to cut the other side, the other set apart from the axle that's in the truck, and order up some calipers. I didn't bolt any calipers on here to show you what the actual calipers themselves fit like, because if the brackets fit, the calipers are going to fit, and the calipers that I have right now are very, very crusty. So I'm just going to leave it like this, tear it all down, finish it up, and get some more work done on the truck. Hey guys, as always, thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm going to keep the content coming. I know I've been on a little bit of hiatus here, been spending time with the family. The new baby is just, well, any of you that have kids, you know, if you don't have kids, maybe someday you'll find out. But we're going to get going on this thing again. Time's freeing up, weather's getting nicer, and I have to get this truck done because I want to make it to some events, hopefully see some of you guys out there and get this thing ripping. But once again, thanks for watching In the Shop.